That's why you're here, Python. The Defense Secretary is very upset and wants this report verified. Round up these 3 Vietnam War vets. I'm sending the 4 of you on a mission.
5.
Welcome to Second Class Cinema, the show where we watch a B movie and immediately discuss. I'm Tom. I'm here with Brittany. Eric, are you Brittany now?
Yeah.
Oh, Eric's here. Brittany's here.
I was going to wait till you rattled them all off, but hi.
What's up? And we have that was a rocky start for our first time guest here today, which is our friend Greg. What's up, Greg?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
This is pretty sweet.
Thanks for coming on
Thanks for having me, guys.
and bringing the movie that we watched tonight.
Yeah.
Which was Phantom Raiders from
Yep.
1988.
That it was.
That we watched.
was.
And Greg, you brought this on. Explain to us why we watched this.
So why we watched this is last week we watched a movie called Omega Cop. And
Sure did.
there was a whole bunch of trailers at the end of the DVD, and there was probably like 7 or 8 movies, and they all had like a normal trailer, probably 15, 20 seconds long, like quick clips. The only thing we saw of Phantom Raiders was a guy looking super badass in a ski mask remove his ski mask to look even more badass than original, and by the time the other trailers were over, I had already bought it on eBay.
By the time his mask was off.
I had to have it. I was like, okay, well.
By the time the mask was off, you owned this movie.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we bought it.
Yeah, man, Omega Cop has really
That was a good one.
has really changed my life.
That was a good one. I like that movie a lot.
So before we get into what the movie's about, Greg, since you're a first-time guest, why don't you tell us what your relationship with B movies is?
My relationship with B movies probably started when I was in, I would say maybe 4th, 5th grade, something like that. A lot of sleepovers with my cousins. I had one was about my age, and the older cousin was 2 or 3 years older than us, so he kind of taught us how to do it. And the sleepovers were always at their house because our aunt and uncle would just let us do whatever the hell we wanted. So we would go to Massive Video in Plainville. You guys remember Massive Video?
Massive, nice.
No, but on one of our last episodes, our friend Rob was on, and we were talking about all the different mom and pop movie stores
so
we
many.
grew up with.
So many. And Massive Video, we'd go like every Friday night, whatever, and they'd just let us loose. And the older cousin would be like, he'd teach us to basically purposely pick movies that look terrible. And
Good on him.
Exactly. And I didn't get what a B movie was. I just knew them like, oh, these movies are awful, but they're like great. So I remember renting like the first Leprechaun movie, the first Critters movie was a big one. We used to rent that all the time. And 5th grade, it happened at a sleepover. My friend was like, again, it was the house with no rules. So we went and we were released. I think it was Hollywood Video.
Okay.
And he picked up Army of Darkness on VHS, and he's, dude, have you ever seen this? And I looked at the cover, and I was like, no, I haven't. But we should probably get it. It looks pretty cool. And we watched Army of Darkness, and I was psyched. And then he told me there were 2 movies before that, which were Evil Dead 2, which is one of my favorite movies ever now. And
Yeah.
The first Evil Dead. And I had to track those down. And then I learned what B movies were, and I was like, I think I like terrible movies better than good movies. So I just followed the path, and honestly, it was really horror. I stuck pretty close to like horror B movies, and then it got into like martial arts. And as a matter of fact, I think the first real B action movie I saw was probably Omega Cop.
Oh my God, really?
Well, it depends, like, because obviously growing up I saw like Commando and stuff like that, but like those are more, everybody knows Commando and everybody knows like the Chuck Norris films, and
Like at the time they were like kind of big.
yeah. So like I saw all like the mainstream ones, movies like that, but I'd never seen like an actual B action movie because it was all just martial arts and horror.
Yeah.
And it fucking rules.
It's been a week and now you have 2 under your belt.
Well,
Yeah.
And you watched Samurai Cop?
I watched Samurai Cop for the first time, yeah, that was great. Miami Connection was a friggin' So cool.
Just a dream, right?
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
Good
amazing.
ones.
Awesome. Yeah,
Incredible.
I know. Horror movies is what did it for me.
Same.
Same for Brittany. Eric, I think martial arts for you, or
Yeah, martial arts movies, Hong Kong action movies, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
The hell of a drug.
What?
Yeah, they are.
Now that we've done so many of these guys, what do you think your favorite B genre is? Like, what's the safest B genre to watch? Like, I want to watch something, and I want it to be good, bad. What am I throwing? Like, what am I watching?
I think action, because I feel like you don't ask a lot out of an action movie. The story like doesn't really matter. I mean, if you have a great story, that's a plus, but it's not going to like ruin it for us if the story is incoherent. Whereas
Sounds familiar.
like horror, I feel like it has to have so many aspects. Like it either has to have like crazy gore or an insane storyline or really terrible or good acting, depending on what your thing is.
Yeah, and you go in expecting that. Like, this is a B horror movie. It better be super gross.
Yep.
And like have all this stuff.
Or like laughably
Or
bad.
really
It's like a
stupid.
fine mix of what makes it good.
Right.
Ideally, I want to watch stupid as much as possible.
Stupid.
And I feel like
Stupid works.
action is the safest way to get stupid.
It really is. Because they're not going to care about the acting.
Yeah.
They're gonna go first take on everything. You're gonna get some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like to preface this movie, not a lot happened. A bunch of people just died over the course of 40 minutes.
It was great.
And it was so enjoyable.
Many people.
I mean, I'm going to say that there was a total of 3 pages of dialogue written for the entire movie.
It was so little.
It was an hour and 25 minutes, and I want to say maybe 10 minutes actually had dialogue in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
would
first
say.
50 minutes, nothing really happens. There's like training montages and like we get acquainted with our bad guy and then the first 50 minutes clip by.
It flew. When you said 50 minutes, I was like,
Wait.
what?
Thought we're still doing
Like-
the setup.
Yeah. It was like starting to be almost over. And it just flew by.
All right. So, Greg, I think we're going to put the task on you to
right.
explain to us what this movie is about.
All right. So this movie is about Python Lang,
Ooh.
which automatically is
Off
like
the bat, best name.
Python Lang is putting together a group of his old Green Beret buddies to go on a sort of rescue mission, is how they say it. You remember at one point
They did call it a rescue
they
mission.
called it a rescue mission,
And what they were
but
doing is
zero people were rescued.
Yeah, they were rescuing that guy's life from himself.
Yeah, basically.
It was an assassination mission that they just called a
Yeah,
rescue,
a rescue
mission for no
mission.
reason.
Yeah,
Because they needed to be good guys.
Yeah.
True.
So these 3 Green Berets, along with Python Lang, are after Colonel Marshall, who has gone rogue. He was once a partner of Python.
Oh.
And Howard Marshall, who is Colonel Marshall's son,
Oh.
is on Python's side.
Oh, shit.
So they all go up and see if they can either talk him down or take him out.
Yeah, what was he doing? Like training.
He was training
Terrorists?
commie terrorists.
Commie
I wrote it down
Commie
because someone
All
said
right.
it.
Yeah.
Commie terrorists.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think they do?
They make everyone wear berets and,
And they wear like fancy kerchiefs and they play on zip lines.
Yeah.
And they basically just live at camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do all these things.
Summer camp.
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay, you clowns, cut the crap.
Let's talk about Python.
Okay.
the
my
coolest guy
goodness.
of all time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The guy comes on screen. Tom's like, oh, he would have made a great solid snake.
Oh.
This is before we even know his name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
right.
then
That's
the guy
right.
addresses him in Python, and we collectively
couldn't even
lose our
believe it.
minds.
Dude, I mean, he has such a good snake
He does.
aesthetic.
He looks like him. He's
got-
like built like him.
got the
and
hair.
The slicked hair, yeah.
Angular face,
Yes.
like jaw and nose.
Guy's a straight.
Scruff.
Yes.
Perfect scruff.
Dude,
He was-
perfect scruff.
He was a
Yeah.
baller.
Absolutely. That and he was played by Miles O'Keefe, who I had no idea existed until this moment.
Me too.
Yeah.
And now I need to watch more movies.
Yeah.
with
I was
him.
gonna say, I want to see everything he was ever in.
In the 5 seconds I saw him take that mask off, I knew
You were-
I
it was
was
love at
like
first sight.
I was like, this guy is. I wish I was this dude. And as a matter of fact, Tom, you this week we brought him up, and I said, man, I wish I could just look like him. And he said, I want to be him when I grow up. And
Got a lot of growing up to do.
he is just the man.
He was a
He's
great
the
leading man. He was like stoic. He didn't like say a whole lot,
Yeah.
but he had a presence that I
He
appreciate.
was
Yeah.
cool.
He was a
just-
demanding presence.
He was cool.
He was wicked cool.
He had a
Kind of guy that can take off a balaclava and his hair is perfect. coming
Oh,
out.
man.
That's a skill. I don't
like,
have that.
all this, everything he said was just like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
He did not like waste words.
No,
everything
it
he
was-
said like had a purpose.
he was very Clint Eastwood-esque.
He was.
He was
Very
a
much so.
straight up like ninja cowboy.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of Jamie Lannister
Okay.
in like a weird way. I don't know if it's the face,
Yeah, I mean they both have those pretty angular.
like rugged jawline.
Oh, he had a rugged jawline.
He did. He did.
Ooh, girl.
Oh man.
He did. He was a cool dude.
Yeah.
But a can with that jaw.
Yeah.
All right. So what else do we like about Python? What were some of your favorite parts about this guy during the course of this movie?
He's got really good ninja poses. He does straight up say that
right.
he is trained in the Oriental martial art of ninjutsu.
He does.
And
He does say that.
I think he has spent most of his time doing sick ninja star poses, and boy, does it pay off.
Yeah.
Because the other guys are not as cool with the ninja
His
stuff.
throwing star form
Oh,
was
man.
on point.
Oh my god,
dude.
beautiful.
The knife hand.
Dude, it was so good.
Not to mention that he had like explosive.
Oh my god.
Throwing
Shiny
stars.
explosive
Yes,
darts.
that was fantastic.
Man, yeah, his repertoire of stuff that he was able to pull off, just what an action hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see more from him.
I would too.
The pyrotechnics in general in this movie, like I think you said it.
Yeah,
were
I said it
so
a couple times.
impressive.
I was like, they had like so much money. We're like, let's just blow everything up.
Dude,
Like,
There's
we're
no
gonna wall a
mercy
bunch
here.
of shit out of
Yeah.
bamboo, and then we're
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
burn it to the ground.
Holy smokes. That was crazy.
I could not have appreciated it more.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it from a filmmaking standpoint. I mean, they had to put all that stuff up, and then instead of breaking it down, let's just blow it up.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
and leave it just
Let's just burn it and leave it in the jungle.
smoldering.
This is just the Philippines.
Yeah.
We're just gonna scram after this when
Yeah.
we're done.
I think actually like 5 seconds into the movie, they shoot a mortar.
Yeah,
and Tom,
that's right.
Tom's
Oh, yeah.
like, dude, like right off the bat, this guy loads a mortar.
Because we
It
get
wasn't
a
even the 10
cold
second.
open on like a battlefield.
Oh yeah, in the middle. I wrote, what the hell did I
People are
write?
just getting gunned down.
And it won't even let us focus on it because the opening credits are going for like 3 minutes over this intense battle scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote immediate start, full on gun battle with, because I was gonna write with, and then I said, well, it's basically just a war. Because it was like mid sentence, I was like, oh man, there's like, I was gonna say with lots of gunfire, but I cut myself off halfway through. I was like, this is just a war scene.
Yeah.
Like all out war.
Cold open firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the beginning had a nice cold open, and I think
did.
our end had a nice freezing cold ending.
It did.
It did.
It did.
Which is something that I appreciate when movies, when the mission is complete, do not dilly dally, do not
No.
lollygag.
It's over.
Move on.
Let's go.
And I think, I mean, the ending wasn't as choice as Death Raiders was, which is a different Filipino Raiders. But actually, I don't even know if this was shot in the Philippines. I'm assuming.
It probably is. A lot of these were shot in the Philippines.
Yeah, and so I mean, Death Raiders was good, and the ending was the best part, and
Yeah.
this one, so good.
Good job, soldier. Handshake.
Eric called the ending, actually. He's like,
Right.
oh, this better happen. And it did.
Pan right to the end.
And it did.
And it
That's
panned.
exactly what happened.
Boom, the end.
In
That's-
the helicopter that I thought was fake, but apparently it was real.
it was. I saw a guy.
We thought it was a
at the
paper.
end.
I thought it was a paper mache helicopter.
I think they saved the real helicopter
Yeah.
for the end, and the first one was a toy.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't see anybody operating it.
No, yeah,
just
they were just like flying.
Except for oddly enough, an 8-year-old right off screen.
Yeah,
All right, so I mentioned earlier that we've got very little dialogue going down
Very little
in the
dialogue.
movie. Do we think that helped this movie, or do we think that it hurt this movie?
that's a good question.
I'm not sure either.
You don't think it was? Do you think the dialogue was non-issue?
I think
Just
the
like-
dialogue was fine.
Yeah,
it
'cause-
wasn't bad. So if they had added more of it, I don't think it would have detracted anything.
Yeah.
because like the little no dial, it didn't really like bother me. I was just like,
it was fact. Everything that everyone says was pure fact.
No
Right.
one minced words in
yeah,
this movie.
Yeah.
there was no, there
was
was no
all to the
conversations,
point.
nothing. It was just like,
Directly to
Yes,
the point.
yeah.
But I mean there Go for it.
The one time people were bullshitting, somebody came in and blew up their card table.
That's
So they were like, all right, no fucking lollygagging.
person-
You know,
Personalities.
and he even said, he says like something like, never underestimate. Yeah, good one. Never underestimate your enemies.
Yeah.
They won't be aiming at the table.
oh man.
Oh man, you can't be having
Yeah.
fun. What are you doing?
He was like, cut the small talk.
Poor guy's trying to just
Yeah.
drink Bud Heavies and play
Yeah.
poker with pretzel crumbs.
After they got, yeah, seriously.
I mean, but there were times in this movie where they were just running through the jungle, shooting a bunch of bad guys with kerchiefs.
This is true.
And I don't
And Ma in her kerchief.
Yeah, they
They
probably
shot
could
Ma.
have added a little dialogue towards the end because there was probably straight 15 minutes of just machine
nothing.
gun sounds.
Yeah.
like I lost like my calibration in the world. I was just like, yeah, like I think someone mentioned like the sound of this machine gun sound effect just became nothing.
Doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just the way people talk now.
yeah, it's just like when you say a word too many times.
It's just ambient noise.
Yeah,
I did like all the action scenes in this movie though.
yeah.
I felt like they
They were
kept them
pretty well
diverse enough to where they didn't get boring. And when I never felt like they overreached. Like I don't feel like there was any point where they tried to do something and just didn't nail it. Everything was like solid.
Right.
Yeah, I mean they played it safe in a way. I think they
They
made
played
it.
pretty
They
safe.
made a safe movie with very simple approach. With I mean a lot of stunts and a lot of pyrotechnics. But that was the movie they made. But other than
Right.
that,
Yeah, it wasn't like super far fetched. Like
Yeah.
at no
Yeah.
point was I like,
That's a good point.
no way.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it obviously like would never happen.
5 dudes taking on an entire army.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't need to like suspend that much
Yeah.
disbelief to like enjoy it.
yeah. Well, because I was already hook, line, and sinker in for Python being was
Oh.
like
Oh,
an
yeah.
ultimate.
Dude. Yeah. I was in.
His name's Python. Here we go.
Python Lang
Python
is his
Lang.
full name, but it's just like Python. Oh, that's pretty badass. Python Lang. Like, okay, this guy is. Get out of his way. Just let him do what he wants to do.
Yeah.
My father was Mr. Lang. You can call me Python.
Yeah, really.
All right.
So I felt like that realism was a total plus.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can buy that.
Also, like you had mentioned when we were watching it, when they would like run out of bullets, they would like
Oh, yeah.
stop and just grab a dead guy's gun.
And I'd never really seen that.
yeah, that
'cause-
never happens.
Usually, they you either never run out of bullets, or even, actually, as a matter of fact, even in the sense of in the raid, did they do that? Even in the raid, and that movie, like,
I think so.
because it transitions from an all-out action movie with guns, and it slowly turns into a all-out martial arts film.
It gets
And
better.
do they even pick up weapons in that movie? Because
Maybe like a knife or two at some point, but nothing crazy.
You never see somebody like running out and grabbing some dead dude.
Yeah.
You had mentioned somebody had mentioned like relating it to a video game. The GoldenEye.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like the first thing I thought when he ran out of ammo. You like kill the guy and pick up his gun, of
course.
and then you got ammo. And I was like, oh, dude, this is like GoldenEye.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he truly was Snake, he would just put on the bandana and get infinite ammo.
Yeah, this is true. Oh, this is true.
Snake have an
or
eye
who,
patch?
you know,
Snake have what?
An eye patch?
Yeah, I think a bit later
He
on.
eventually
Or am
did,
I
yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
of Snake from Escape from...
Also a very
you are
Snake-
thinking of Snake Plissken.
Snake
Yes.
Plissken had an eye
Oh my
patch, and
goodness.
then
He's the man too.
solid Snake by Snake Eater. By the time he was in his 50s, 60s, he had a patch on.
Okay.
Name's Snake. They kind of talk the same.
They did. That's why
Yeah.
this guy Miles O'Keefe. I mean, it's too late. It's too goddamn late for him to play
I know.
Solid Snake. But
Come
man,
on.
if they had just even taken the premise of the Metal Gear game that was out for Nintendo at the time and just used that story and stuck this guy in, holy shit,
That would've been perfect.
I don't even think the model that we're comparing him to is even out yet. I don't even think it came out until like the PlayStation.
Oh, you're right.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
No, it doesn't.
Everyone should have known. Yeah. So, what we talked a lot about what we liked about it. We liked the pyro. We love Python.
Right.
Maybe what didn't work for us though. Eric,
Thank you.
everyone's smacking their lips.
We both
Both,
clicked
like,
at the same time.
sucked our teeth at the same
guys-
time.
Well,
That's
I think it's my time to talk.
That's how you take the floor. Is
You guys have something, yeah.
Our supporting army man characters did not get a lot of spotlight, and their deaths were unceremonious and boring. I
Yeah.
find that deeply unsettling.
Yeah, and that was kind of what I was trying to get at earlier with like the dialogue thing. It was like
Yeah.
they could have maybe helped establish these guys a little more, added a little more personality, but I mean, again, Python goes in and he shoots them during their, camaraderie time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had Verm's death as one of my favorite parts.
Oh no.
Oh.
But not because it was especially sad, but because it affected all of us.
I was
like at the
very
same
upset.
time we're all like, ah.
Vermin Supreme got wiped out.
But yeah, so we just called the fat guy of the group. We just, Greg just started calling him Vermin.
Yeah. Because
He looks like Vermin.
he looked like Vermin Supreme. Because even, you know how he wears a boot on his head, Vermin Supreme?
I do now.
You know who Vermin Supreme is?
I learned something today.
Oh man, Google his face
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
incredible. He wanted to run for president, and it was a legit thing.
But yeah, more so than like his death made me sad, I appreciated that it brought us together.
Yeah, everybody in the room was like, "Oh, Verm."
Because we were just under the impression, like laboring under the delusion this whole time that nobody was going to die in this
Baloney.
movie.
Not. Yeah,
I was waiting for
Tom.
I was like, they're all going to die. And
No, because I've seen Death Raiders and no one dies in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, they come back with more people than they started with.
And they were just mowing fools down.
Yeah.
They did not indicate
Oh
at
my
any
God.
point that they were going to have like a weak spot.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I think maybe it was the lack of their establishment in the movie that made me believe that they weren't going to last all the way through it. Because,
Disposable.
That's
yeah.
probably why they didn't want to waste time on making us sad about their deaths either.
Oh man, the waste time.
Yeah. Have feelings.
Yeah.
Then they could have cut out like at least 70 guys getting killed.
Yeah.
And maybe spent like an extra minute on some of their deaths.
Yeah, and there was at one point during the movie where I was like, over under 50 deaths, and everyone was like,
Over for sure.
And then 10 minutes later, it was like, all right, maybe 75, maybe 100. Dude, over 150. You know what? 200.
Getting there, yeah.
Just gonna call it a day.
Easily
We
too.
call it 2 centuries.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
My biggest beef was that we didn't even meet Python until 20 minutes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for the first 20 minutes, I was like, what the fuck is happening? I didn't get the plot at all. I didn't know if there was a plot.
Yeah.
I was like, things are just happening. They're like tying dudes up in the jungle and making them fight to the death. What's
Yes.
going on?
Yeah, that was a little. Now, if they didn't spend as much time doing that, they could have spent a little more time giving us a little bit more emotional attachment to our team
Yeah.
members.
And it's fine if you drop me into something and like
Yeah.
establish it and then fill me in after. But I feel like 20 minutes is kind of a long period to not really know what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
No, I hear you. And it was at that point too where we met Howard, which is the son of the colonel who they were going to kill.
Yeah.
Right.
And he got a couple of scenes to prove his case, and I was like, great. Now we've got our like second tier person that we can root for,
Yeah.
and then we got the 3 other guys.
I thought he was going to be dead weight.
See, I
too.
believed him.
He
did,
turns out
huh?
he was probably the sickest out of all of them.
Dude, that
He was pretty
that
sick.
dope
He
slide.
was- oh
Yeah,
my
that
goodness
slide
gracious.
and he had a dive too.
Oh my god, a slide
did.
and a dive.
The dive was fantastic.
Dude.
He dove like 500 feet while shooting.
Dude, Vermin's dive when he was going through the training camp and
like,
those like
flew.
spikes came
Yes.
by. Oh
he had
my
like
god.
a harness on and was
Oh
like
my God.
pushed, like 30.
Straight Superman.
Yeah. Like he looked like one of those sugar gliders, and he jumped right over it and like swooped down.
That was great.
Oh, man.
That was pretty good.
And that guy's an easy 260.
Oh my god, easy. Yeah.
His
Anyway.
gut was not okay. Dude, like, he had eyeliner, and then his gut also had highlighter.
Yeah. That was.
Dude, there was that. Okay, so when we met our team members before they became members of the team, they were ex-military Vietnam vets, and they were selling drugs because that's what Vietnam vets do.
Which they called skag.
Which when Python called it skag, I was like, that's what I'm going to call every drug from now on. It's just skag.
It's Boz Skags.
And Vermin was there with his
With his
shirt
weird
wide
belly,
open
dude.
and his belly. Like I could see his pelvis
Yeah.
and his massive gut.
That was weird.
It was a really weird.
I thought he got throwing starred into the gut, but it was like only went into his arm or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Right.
Yes, the throwing stars.
It's
They're pretty sweet.
the more we're
Fucking great.
the more we're talking about this and like the no dialogue and stuff. I'm starting to realize we know Python, we know Howard. The other 3 guys are Vermin Supreme, Mario, and the scared dude. That's what we.
concerned guy.
Concerned guy.
What were their real names?
Dude, no idea.
So it's Vermin Supreme, Mario, and Concerned Man. were our
And
three
Mario
other.
only has a name because he had a D
And they're main
stash, and he
characters.
popped up on the screen, and I went, "It's a me."
Yeah, those three guys are main characters, and we
don't
had to
know
make
their
names
names.
up.
Fucking straight up on IMDb, empty.
Really?
Straight empty.
That's
oh my
ridiculous.
god.
Python Lang has a name. Colonel Marshall has a name. And then the next character they credit is POW.
Oh wow!
So there is no one has a name.
So
I
they
can't
let
believe
us.
we mourned him.
They
as
let us
Vermin
kind of
Supreme.
create. Oh, Vermin! No, I was so upset.
Shortened it to Verm.
Yeah, we're buddies. We're on that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
And then
Verme.
the Colonel kills Mario, which
dude.
was pretty brutal.
It was.
It was just glossed way over.
Yeah, he'd
So
even,
fast.
He'd
Yeah.
even hit the ground until before like
It
they
cut away.
to another
Yeah.
scene and we didn't see him ever again.
And
I
these
was
are
like, how rude.
main characters. These guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure this movie cared about human beings.
No.
Yeah, because
they
we had like a 20-minute training montage
Yeah.
where they had to prove their chops.
they went out of their way to find these three guys, and they were just like disposed of.
Yeah. Well, and during the training montage, they were using live ammunition. They were
Ammunition.
they were warring
Yeah.
for this training, and like they could have very easily they have no regard for human life, obviously, because
That
they
was
killed nearly
so
200
weird.
Viet Cong.
Yeah.
The body count in this movie was insane.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that they're like in training, and Python is firing an M16 with live ammunition.
Your
at
enemy
them.
won't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel, man.
I will say that one of my favorite parts is during that training montage where we get Python Lang ziplining down
Oh, goddamn.
with an assault rifle shooting targets to pieces.
Nailing
man.
those targets.
Scoring headshots. Yeah, with explosions.
Yeah,
coming
just
up
in the background.
like, oh,
Just
thank
for
you.
the sake of explosion.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sonny Sanders, for knowing exactly what I want to see.
In an action film, yeah. Really.
Too good.
Any other favorite parts we want to talk about?
Oh, I did have in in the beginning. I think it was somebody that they had shot in the tree, and he's clearly free falling from a tree to his back.
Oh.
and he lands and he lands on his feet. He's
Did a
like
front flip.
yeah,
And he
front
was,
flip.
like,
He's like
literally like
flat
horizontal.
in the air, plummeting towards the ground, and in the next shot he just like lands on his feet. It's like, how did that?
Dude, what? So
How is that a thing?
Fantastic editing.
we talked about this before. What is it about that is so perfectly hilarious?
Oh, it's just like
It's like they're expecting us to believe it.
To buy
They're like
it.
the
Yeah.
gall that they would think we would believe that.
that you can free fall out of a tree. Just free fall out of a tree and land on your feet
Yeah.
after being shot at with an assault rifle.
You guys,
I buy it.
this is a stretch. Have you guys ever seen the movie Major League 2?
Oh, I
baseball
haven't
movie?
actually. No.
It's a baseball movie. Charlie Sheen's in it.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Wild
There's,
thing, yeah.
there's a character named Willie Mays Hayes in the movie, and he went super Hollywood between the first and the second movie. And so there's like a fake movie trailer of a movie he's in with Jesse the Body Ventura. And it's like,
Who plays him?
the dude from Love and Basketball.
Oh shit.
Omar Epps?
Neither.
Omar Epps, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Omar Epps plays
Yeah.
Willie Mays Hayes in the second one. Wesley Snipes in the first one, but let's leave that behind.
I digress.
I digress. Yeah, they made a movie that was like Black Lightning. White Shadow. It was like I wish that
Black
was
Lightning, White Shadow. That sounds like
It's-
the best movie I never saw.
And dude, it's like an amazing trailer for a terrible movie. Like him and Jesse the Body like clink machine guns at the end of the trailer. And they have one of those free fall scenes, and then it's like a close up of feet landing like perfectly. And I'm like, oh,
It's so good,
And, like,
dude.
I used to love that movie when I was
I
a
love
kid.
it.
I wish that movie was real. Oh my god, starring a baseball player and a professional wrestler.
That does sound fantastic.
Clinking machine guns.
Oh my god, I need to watch that trailer.
That's
now.
great. Yeah, I've never seen that. I'll have to check that one out.
The movie's great, but particularly the trailer. Eric, what about you for favorite parts?
Did we go over the sick baseline that's going on for about 15 minutes?
No.
How could we forget?
I don't know if I can do the sick baseline justice because I'm not a bassist. However, our friend Tom is a bassist.
You want me to try?
Can you try it? Because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it justice.
Yeah, let me give it a shot. Okay. Doom, 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 doom.
That's pretty much it. That was it. I was
like-
so amped.
Oh my god.
So perfect.
While they're just murdering fools in the
Yeah.
fucking jungle. This sick bass line is going on.
Dude, oh man, it was nuts.
It was great.
And I kind of like the idea of thinking that the guy who was our Mario
Yeah.
was actually leaving the scene to go play the bass
He
real quick.
disappeared for a while.
Because he was
yeah,
gone
we
for
were
a
like,
while.
is he just
Yeah.
gonna vanish and they're never gonna address him again?
No, he went to go play bass real
Yeah,
quick, and now he's back.
Yeah.
Now he's back. But yeah, man, that bass line was Vermin Supreme.
Oh, dude. I had him as a favorite
Verm.
part. Vermin Supreme was pretty sweet.
in general.
I was pretty pumped.
He was such a slob
I liked everything from his weird slobby Hawaiian shirt when we first saw him.
to his
his-
smudged eyeliner.
Yeah.
Dude, rest in peace.
Weird eyeliner.
Rest in peace, Vermin.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Verm.
peace.
May you learn how to throw ninja stars in the afterlife. Until now, Rocks will
Yeah.
have to do.
Rocks, yeah.
Brittany.
I did have one more minor disappointment.
Oh, okay. All right.
And that was that the death of Colonel Marshall felt a little anticlimactic.
Yeah, agreed.
Everything leading up to that was great. It was like an overkill of a firefight, but it was great. And then it comes down to Howard Marshall facing off with his dad, of course. He bitched out like I knew he would. Couldn't take his dad out. His dad took his gun, had him on the ground, was about to exterminate him, and Python takes him out. Quick kill.
Yep.
It was so unsatisfying because it was an automatic gun, and it like fired like 4 shots.
Yep. I was like, "Prr."
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he just falls. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh god, I feel like he should have just held his finger on the trigger for like 20 seconds.
You wanted to see him get riddled.
Yeah, we should have had
Like,
some
yeah, he was
slow
being
mo.
considerate. He probably didn't want to murder his friend's dad right in front.
Yeah, true.
No, dude, this movie didn't care about humans.
Spray him in his dad's own blood.
Then like walks up to
Yeah.
he's on the ground,
It was
dude.
a pile of goo.
Just in shock, wiping his dad's blood from his face.
Python's like
Shaking.
But that felt anticlimactic. Like, if it wasn't an assault rifle, if it was like a shotgun or something,
yeah.
maybe it would have been more satisfying.
Yeah.
But that just fell a little flat for me.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
But then he quickly made up for it by ripping his balaclava off
My
and being
goodness.
awesome.
Is baklava?
No,
What?
balaclava.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Oh.
dessert.
That's the right word, right?
Yeah, no, you're
That's
right.
pretty impressive.
Baklava is delicious, though. I agree.
I'm just
There's
being
like
an
a
idiot.
baklava, and then there's a balaclava, and then there's a gun that sounds like that, but it's different. Kalashnikov.
Yeah, and then there's bacala, which is like an Italian fish dish.
Yeah.
Way too many like Soviet words
There's
flying around.
baklava, balakala, and
Balaclava?
Yeah, that's a good one.
blackula and other stuff.
Oh,
And Vermin Supreme.
Yeah,
you Vermin Supreme.
and I will say that so when we were watching this movie, and the reason we bought it was the whole mask reveal.
Oh,
and
So sick.
someone was like, I think this is going to be the end of the movie at this point, because we were
Yeah,
almost an hour in, we hadn't seen it. We're like, all right, this is going to be the end of the movie, and we all pretty much
I
agreed.
think you called it.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, I think Brittany said it's gonna end on a freeze frame, and I was like, oh my god, I was like, it's gonna end with him pulling that friggin' mask off, and it's gonna be the coolest thing ever. It was close, but
It was great, and he killed the colonel and pulled the mask off.
pulled the mask off.
About a minute later, after they wiped out about 28 more people, we panned right and it was over.
yeah.
Gotta pad that body count at the
Yeah,
end.
I still can't get over the fact that as cool as he looked in that ski mask, he looked even cooler when he took the ski mask off.
I know.
The stubble and the slicked back hair, and he was all like the looks he was given.
I know his hair should have been
Holy
so
crap.
messy, but it was like
I know.
perfectly coiffed.
Oh my goodness, he's just a shit.
He's the fucking man.
He's the man.
We all have boners for this guy.
really
he's
do.
fantastic.
I
I
just
got a python for python.
Oh, he's the man. I wish you could get like posters that were gifs, and I would have that on the wall. Him just over and over and over again, pulling the mask
the
off.
end of time.
You know,
Yeah.
that made me wish that I had like like a child's like Valentine's Day card.
Oh,
What's the Valentine gonna say?
Oh man.
What's it gonna say?
Oh no! You can't put me on the spot like that.
Well, I thought that's where you were going because you put him on a Valentine.
No, just a visual of his face and a heart, like a dirty army.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, what would it say?
Yeah, what would be
say?
a good Phantom Raiders Valentine?
I was
with
trying to think of
Python on
something
it?
about squeezing.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. We're not good.
Nah.
We're not clever today.
No, not at all.
I'm not clever most of the time. Actually.
All right. So, is it time to rate, or are we comfortable with moving on to ratings?
Oh wait, I think I had. Do you guys still do questions?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, if you have any
have a
questions,
question?
The dad that was taking pictures of the camp.
Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah.
correct.
Why? And the pictures he took, I'm assuming, are the ones that were shown to Python.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When they're
But-
like, he's doing this military camp.
But that guy got smoked.
But he
in the
gave
wood.
the
Oh,
film
he gave
to
the film
lady.
to the
Didn't
other
she
lady.
get caught?
She also got smoked, but I feel like the other people in white shirts helped her out before.
True.
Right. So were the, like so she was like, "Hey, strange people, take this can of
Yeah.
film
And give it.
Ship it
and
to
get it
America.
across the world to
Mail
some
this to
dude,
Python.
some person you don't know
Yeah.
even exists."
Send this to my travel agent.
Yeah.
Because the guy was a travel agent because he had palm trees. On his
Because
wallpaper.
that was the other question that I had with the dad, Nigel Thornberry, is he says he gives her the film and he goes, "Get it to the hotel." Where is there a hotel? You're in the middle of the jungle with like people shooting guns at you. It's
true.
How far away is this hotel? Like, run to the hotel. Like,
think of that.
oh, I got to the resort. Hey, and they turn around like, oh shit, she made it inside.
They were like largely inconsequential characters.
Yeah, it was very.
They took the pictures that incited the whole incident here, but how did those pictures
How did
make
those
it to
pictures
them?
Wind up
I guess that
to
was
the right guy.
Wasn't really something I thought about until now.
Yeah, I was.
Well, they
thinking
also
that.
changed it from a rescue mission to like an
Yeah,
assassination mission.
he specifically
just
said
like
a
under our
rescue mission.
noses.
Yeah, specifically said a rescue mission, and I was like, oh, they're going to get that girl, and I was like, no,
Wait.
the girl got wasted.
Wait, I think I get it now.
All right.
I think it was a rescue. They told Howard it was a rescue mission so that he wouldn't have to worry about his dad dying. And then when Howard left a room, the guy who was the travel agent was talking to Python and was like, "You're gonna have to do if Howard can't pull this off. You're gonna have to like take care of the colonel." And he's like, "You got it.
That makes sense.
It's party time."
He
that
does
was great.
actually say it is party time.
Multiple times.
It's very
Yeah.
And it's great. But maybe that's why. All right, so maybe that does make sense.
Okay.
A little
Okay,
bit.
it does.
Yeah, and I think that was it. Did we mention the baseball like slip and slide kill? That was amazing.
Yep.
Howard, yeah,
Howard
slide.
Yeah.
slide.
Oh man,
Yeah,
That was awesome. I kind of just want to rewatch that part.
that was
balling
cool.
stunts.
So I think we all yelled.
Yeah,
All four of us, like, yeah! When he came sliding down.
that was so sick. We all also yelled when we got our first ninja star.
We
Oh,
did.
dude, it was
We
a
were-
good Ninja
Oh
Star.
yeah, that was early on with the when we saw Vermin in his Hawaiian shirt. At
Yeah,
the
that was
drug
when
bust.
we were recruiting the guys from the Skag Party.
Yeah, he whipped it right in his forehead.
Yeah.
I was like, holy! I
like
didn't
before we
expect
had a
it.
chance to even recognize that it was happening.
Yeah,
That shit was
cracked
quick.
him right in the forehead with a star. That was cool.
Perfect cut.
Yeah.
I dug that.
All right, let's rate it. So let's rate it then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
fuck
I'm gonna
you.
have to give it an unfortunate fuck off.
Oh my god, my fucking father.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
All right, guys, let's rate Phantom Raiders from 1988. Who would like to begin? Who wants to start? Eric will start. He has smacked the lips first. Gives him the right.
I'll give this one a fuck yes.
All right.
It was a lot of fun. I did not realize how quickly it was going by until we actually looked at the timer, which is pretty great. I think my only gripe with it is that the action starts to get a little redundant near the end. It is the gunfights can tend to be a little bit unimaginative to an extent, but the highlights of this movie are very fun to watch, and I think just overall it's a really good experience. It's goofy fun. You can just kind of put it on and lose yourself in it.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that, and I will also jump on the fuck yes train, which actually, now that I'm saying it, I'm trying to think of because I'm comparing this to Death Raiders
Of
on the
course.
pure fact that it has Raiders in it. And
Well, it really is the same.
This
kind of
was
plot,
way
too.
more enjoyable than Death Raiders. I think.
I gave Death Raiders a fuck yeah, but I gave Death Raiders a fuck yeah because it was also part comedy. Like they did funny stuff on purpose, and they were doing clever funny stuff on purpose. This was way more straight laced.
It was.
but way cooler at times.
was
I
cooler.
liked our character more, even than our side characters. I liked Verm. I liked Mario. They were good guys.
Vermi was cool.
So maybe just to make sure that I'm clear about how much I like this movie, I'll give it a fuck yeah, just to keep it on par with Death Raiders. Yeah, that makes me feel comfortable. So I'm going to give it a fuck yeah. Brittany,
You got to do whatever makes you feel good, man.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
I'm going to give it a fuck yes.
Okay.
I was going to give it a fuck yeah, but like Eric said, the gunfights do get a bit repetitive when you kill over 200 people in a movie and 170 of them are being shot with machine guns. It's a little overkill at moments. Also, tiny detraction for the cold opening in the beginning when we just don't know what the fuck's going on for 20 minutes. But other than that, this movie is so much fun. I would recommend it to anyone who likes bad action movies, and I would probably watch it again.
I would watch this again for
Yeah.
sure, and recommend it to people.
Yeah, yeah.
Greg, what about you? What do you give this? You're familiar with the scale.
I am familiar with the scale. I think I'll give it a fuck yeah.
Oh
yes,
A Python,
because
fuck yeah.
I was pumped from that 5-second clip all week. And when it came Monday night, you guys were the first people I like, oh my God, I was like, dude, it came. I was like, oh my God, it came.
How fast it came was insane.
Absurd.
Oh, right?
We
Especially
watched
from eBay.
Yeah. We watched Omega Cop. It was about 10:30 on a Friday night. I had ordered Phantom Raiders in like a minute and 15 seconds after we had seen the clip.
10:31 on a Friday night.
Yeah. And it came Monday like afternoon while I was at work. I got the
Oh my, that's insane.
update.
That's
And it
so
was even
fast.
worse because I was at work. And it was like, update, Phantom Raiders has been delivered. And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here.
I'm sick. I have to leave.
And I just thought it was a blast. Python was so rad, and it's weird that we didn't see more of this guy. Like, why isn't this guy like a name? Like, he was easily as cool as any of the big guys. I would say. I
Yeah.
thought so. Like,
He was pretty cool.
like
Yeah.
he could have been in Commando. He could have played a part like that, like in a bigger budget movie.
like a supporting.
Like,
yeah.
I thought he was really cool. And like I said, the action got a little silly here and there, but it was like, I feel like when I would start to be like, all right, this is getting old, like Python would show up and I'd be like, yeah, there he is.
He was really save
Yeah.
scenes. Like even if he was off in the distance with his little baklava on,
Yeah.
and he was shooting a bunch of guys like
Yeah.
in the distance for like 15 seconds. It was like,
Yeah.
yes,
I was
he's
like,
there.
dude, there he is.
He's here, and it makes me feel
He
good.
was like-
He was almost
always-
like a myth. Like, oh my God, that's him.
Showing up with his incendiary
Yeah.
explosive throwing star.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
Incendiary ammo.
Cinderella Ninja
Yeah.
Stars.
He was an exciting dude.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah. And I would certainly watch this again. And I have to make other people watch this too because
yeah.
too
Spreading the
cool.
word of Python.
Share it.
Has
I
the
need
guy,
a
the,
T-shirt with Python on it now.
the guy who made this, did he make any other movies like this?
No, I don't. So, all right, I went to the guy's IMDb page. He has one director credit in Phantom Raiders, but there's also another interesting fact I'd like to share about this guy, Sonny
there?
Sanders, is that
Please share something interesting.
he wrote an original song for Lindsay Lohan's The Parent Trap in
that's right.
1998. The track, or he wrote the track. Am I the same girl?
Huh.
The answer is no. You've switched bodies.
Nope, that's Freaky Friday.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
The answer is no. You're a twin. Right.
Am I the same girl?
I
The
think-
answer is yes and no.
All right. But I will say, so I'm definitely going to be looking into Miles O'Keefe's catalog.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yes.
And
please.
he got his first real movie. So he played Tarzan in Tarzan the Ape Man in '81. That was like his first flick, which
Makes sense.
He looks like a great Tarzan to me.
He does. Now that you say it.
And now he's just in a ton of other similar movies. B grade movies.
Yeah, a couple of them looked really cool, almost like because I did do some IMDbing. A couple of them look almost like medievally.
Oh.
like
I'll watch this guy in a suit
if
of
you
armor.
cruise, if you cruise his IMDb, some of the DVD covers look like the coolest posters you'll ever see.
Yes. I also just noticed a credit. He was in Waxwork. He was Dracula. He was Count Dracula.
Too bad
in
we stopped
Waxwork.
watching that like halfway through.
Yeah, we didn't get to the Dracula.
Yeah.
But oh well. All right, yeah. So I guess we enjoyed it, huh?
Yeah, I had a blast.
2 fuck yeahs and 2 fuck yeses. God bless you. And
blast.
it's party time. Yeah, it was a party time. We all really enjoyed it.
It was a party time.
Any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Final farts.
Any final farts?
I don't think so. I think
That's it?
yeah. I think that's
everything
it.
I need
Good.
to
I
say
think
about
that's it,
how
man.
much I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
I think
that
so.
was good
I think
stuff.
so. Great.
Simple episode for a simple movie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Greg, thanks for coming on.
Thanks
Yes.
for having me, guys. This is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this every single day,
Hell yeah.
all the way through work, and I was like, man, my Blu-ray catalog, my DVD catalog has grown exponentially. I was like, almost every episode, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta find this, and I found most of them. So.
And you have a lot of stuff that like you haven't even watched yet.
Yeah,
that
I was explaining
we
earlier
probably haven't
today.
seen also.
Yeah, I have a shelf. I have the same exact shelf, and they are every shelf is 2 deep with wrapped movies.
Oh my god.
So I've got about 150 movies that I haven't even.
Do you have
Opened.
more movies than this movie killed? People.
I might have to take the under on that one. I have a lot of
okay.
movies. I have a lot of movies, but a lot of people died in this movie.
I don't have like Phantom Raider amounts of movies.
It's not like Blockbuster. We're not talking, but it's pretty good.
All right, fair. All right, so that's it. You've been listening to Second Class Cinema. If you'd like more information, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Second Class Cinema. You can listen to our program on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, secondclasscinema.com, and followingfilms.com. You can also reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, and email us at secondclasscinema@gmail.com. And that's it. That was a tight close, I'm going to say. I really killed that last bit.
That was good. That was really good.
All right.
All right, we got to go with party time.
Yeah.